Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the Zonkman coming at you. Hello, whoever you are. If you happen to click on this, this is a long time coming. You're saying, what? You're doing a top 23? This already like half of 24 is already gone? Yes, what's coming up is the top 10 Stoner Doom records of 2023 by the Zonkman. So just recently, in fact, just like last night, went to a show with the one and only Aaron Griffin. Stellar show. It was Pallbearer, Rezn, and the Keening. Man, I'll have to be honest, man. So I'm going to talk about some of the shows like that I've been to recently and basically count down the top 10 Stoner Doom records of 2023 here in the middle of 2024, June 12th, whatever it may be. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I was talking about last night. I'm still feeling the vibes from Pallbearer and Rezn and the Keening. And I have to say, I traveled to Durham, North Carolina, met up with Aaron Griffin. If you're not familiar with Aaron Griffin, he does have a YouTube channel. He mainly just posts the shows he goes to. Man, see, I don't know his channel name. It might be Aaron Griffin. It might be Griffin Wing Productions. I forget on the YouTube channel. But anyway, so he's part of the Grown Man Record Night family. So awesome to get to meet up with him. I was going to the show more as like a Rezn fan, and I've got Pallbearer. I've got Pallbearer stuff too. It's great stuff. After seeing them live, man, man, I can't even speak, man. Pallbearer blew my freaking mind. I posted on the little social media as like, Pallbearer crushed my mind with a 20-ton brick, and my soul oozed out into the cosmos. That's how much blown away I was. So definitely even more of a Pallbearer fan now. Yes. So other crazy shows I've been to recently too. In fact, we'll show the posters on those. Just here not too long ago, I talked about it. Baroness and Red Fang right here in Winston at the Ram Cat. That was May 13th. And then All Them Witches came to the Ram Cat May 5th. So, and then the show last night. So I've done a few shows here recently. Definitely thankful to be able to go to those. Got to get some show posters on those shows. I didn't get anything as far as show poster wise on this. But I did get this. Where's it at? What you're hearing is the brand new Rezn Burden. Yes, I'm holding up the CD. It does not come out until Friday. So I went to the show, got this a few days early. I have the vinyl pre-ordered. So I wasn't going to buy the record at the show too. So anyway, got the CD early before release date. Ooh, that's awesome. But that's what you get when you support live music. So go on out to your favorite bands or just bands that you might be interested in and help promote live music. Let's get into like the honorable mention of the Stoner Doom. And I'm going to start with something mainstream right off the get. So you'll be like, what? Queens of the Stone Age, End Times Roman. This, of course, came out last year. I'm putting it at honorable mention. Other people in the VC have talked about this record. I've not really sat down and absorbed everything, and that's probably why it's getting an honorable mention. But so Josh Homme and company putting out a new record. You got to get Queens of the Stone Age, the whole Caius reference, and you know I'm a big fan of Caius, so that's going to happen. Here, this whole video is going to be kind of themed towards this. Rezn Okay, what are you saying? What is this? Silent Future. This is actually a split from Blues Funeral Records, which is not their... Normally their stuff is self-released. So normally they're not on a label. Rezn, and then this band, Venom Sabbathy, it's out of Mexico City is what the hype sticker says. Because this is a split, that is why this is getting honorable mention. But that band is great stuff also. And I don't know if that ain't Crazy Color. Yeah, Crazy Clear wax. If the record's in there, I might pull it out for you to see. If not, more honorable mention. Still great stuff. Stalwarts in the genre. Dope Lord, Songs for Satan. This is also Blues Funeral Records. You know, not as familiar with this, but this is just the doomy, sludgy, stonery, tuned down, which is probably what all of this stuff is. I'm giving the textbook Mikey Bananas definition of stoner doom. But anyway, there's so much stuff, I just can't consume it all at the level that it needs to be consumed to curb the appetite. What are we still doing? That was like the first that was the first album. Another one, Domcraft, Sonic Moons. This is on Magnetic Eye Records. I forget what Magnetic Eye, I think, is the record label. Domcraft, other good stuff. They've got several albums, been around for a while. Great stuff. You can tell by the artwork. This kind of bugs me because it's like I got to really like look at it to see what the song title is. Whispers, and then what does that say? Stellar Winds. But anyway, still a killer record. Just honorable mention. Domcraft. There's other Domcraft and stuff over there. Here's another one. Moon Coven, Sun King. Now this was an album, and this is Ripple Music, so another great stoner label for sure. This may be a touch on the little, not so doomier, but this was actually first recommended a different album by, of course, the great Underdog Records, Jonathan, when I was doing the curated music package. All right, let's get into the top 10. You ready for the top 10? Wow, we're way into this video. Kind of new to me, Howling Giant, Glass Future. This is another Magnetic Eye Records release. I can't tell you a whole lot about these. It's good stuff. Howling Giant may have even been on one of the splits that I've gotten recently. But number 10, coming in at number 10, Howling Giant, Glass Future. Number 9, classic for a long time, Acid King. This is Beyond Visions, also a Blues Funeral Records release. So you're going to see that these labels, there's a few labels that just put out all kinds of great stuff. Acid King, it just says, new album from Monolithic Psych Doom from Acid King. They recently this year had a RSD reissue of one of their studio albums, which was kick-ass. I picked that up. But this says 2022, but I'm pretty sure it did not come out till 2023. So y'all can bomb me too. Be like, oh man, hey, that was 2 years ago, man. What are you doing? That was 2022. But I'm pretty sure it was one of those. Check out the color wax. Killer label. This is female vocals. Still does not detract. It definitely doesn't bother the Zonkman. Great stuff. Acid King. Here's another one. Dozer. Drifting in the Endless Void. What's the wax look like? We'll go ahead and show you the wax. More colored wax. This is, what is the label on this one? More Blues Funeral, man. So Dozer, we'll read you the hype sticker. A gravitational mass of space-tripping grooves, massive sludge, and red-eyed psychedelics. So yeah, that's it. I really love it when it gets spacey. It just doesn't have to be like stoner doom, tuned down, and just like distortion. You know, if they get spacey, oh man, I love it. I love it when we're out orbiting, man, out in the universe somewhere. So Dozer is number 8. Number 7, Green Lung, The Heathen Land. Or I'm sorry, This Heathen Land. And this, why I kept it in the shrink, and it's actually a gatefold. That's beyond me. I was going to show you the vinyl, but it's actually not popping out easy. It is green. Hence, Green Lung. So, and Green Lung I'm familiar with. This is Nuclear Blast Records. This is more of the, like, it even says a journey into occult Albion. So it's got, you can see some of the goat-headed figures there and stuff. More of like the earthy witch, occult. I don't want to say satanic or anything, but little Green Lung, This Heathen Land. Number 6 from 2023 is actually a local band, Holy Roller. Swimming Witches is the album. I actually saw these guys last year. It was cool to go. Actually met up with Mikey Bananas here locally in Winston at the Gas Hill Drinking Room, which is basically part of the Ram Cat. It's just where it's the upstairs, where there's like a smaller venue for like maybe 75 people or so. And usually a lot of the local acts and smaller acts are upstairs, and then the more popular stuff is downstairs at the Ram Cat. But also another reason Mikey actually came out, because it's hard to get Mikey Bananas out to get him out for some live shows. The drummer in this band is Jay Ovatory. Hold on, focus. And that is a drummer from the 5Ls that played with Mike. So definitely a big connection there. Definitely had to give some local love, putting these guys number 6. It was killer. They were all like lined up. There were 6 of them at the time. I think they have went down to they're just 5 now, I think. Or no, it might have been 5 and now they're down to 4 again or something like that. Yes, and definitely produced by Jamie King, which is a local guy that's produced some popular stuff. Now let's get into the top 5. Yawning Man, Long Walk of the Navajo. This is a killer record, number 5. This is just your typical southern desert rock and in the stoner realm, man. Great stuff. Always loved Yawning Man. They can do no wrong, and it's literally like 3 songs for a full album. And just you see that whole desert, and of course the whole Long Walk of the Navajo. Y'all should know that story. Oh yeah, let's show some wax too. Black, and this is Heavy Psych Sounds, who as of late, and I always keep bitching and moaning, pisses me off. Yes, it is an Italian-based label. There's a North American distribution. Prices have kind of gotten higher, and then also I got that damaged package, so getting stuff that ain't packaged good, that's no fun. All right, let's keep on going here. Boom, Baroness, new album from last year, Stone. Of course, they're from Savannah. This is even a harder to explain, type of stoner, because it's real progressive and they go out on these tangents. The guitar player is killer live. We'll show some gatefold action. Baroness Stone, and I don't even know what the label is. A Braxton Hymns label records. So yeah, if you're not familiar, Go check out some Baroness. Stalwart in the genre. Definitely a little different flair. So it definitely just doesn't make it all the same. Zonkman's not over there listening to the same thing over and over. Oh, it's tuned down and just the note goes on forever and the songs are all 10 minutes plus. Yeah, it's not like that at all. So you got to mix it up a little bit. Definitely check out Baroness, all their stuff. If you're familiar, all the albums before were just like colors. So I don't know if we're going into the Stone Age. They're gonna start how the next album's gonna be. All right, next one, number 3, Ritual King, The Infinite Mirror, and this is on Ripple Music. These cats are from the UK. They do have another like 2020 album. Definitely fairly new to them, but this was freaking killer. And as you can see, the whole reference of space, so it's real spacey along with the stoner doom. Reflection, so it's real like spiritual and let's see, flow state, worlds divide, landmass, tethered, the infinite mirror. Man, it's just killer stuff. Let's show some wax on it. Might be the last record. A little blue. That looks real dark blue. It's really not that dark. But the light does no justice. But anyway, Ritual King, the Infinite Mirror. There's that king word. So you can say king and buffalo in anything. And the Zonkman's probably going to pick it up. All right, number 2. We're getting close. We're getting close, people. Dead Feathers, Full Circle. Man, this shout out to my buddy VK in Chicago. Now, this is also a Chicago-based band. Female lead singer. Kind of more on just the stonery side, the psychedelic side. Not so freaking heavy, but it is damn good. And it is just listening through the whole thing. You know, the whole album. You just listen to the whole thing. You don't ever just like play one side on this. So I'm definitely giving this a big shout out. Number 2, Dead Feathers, Full Circle. What is number 1? What do you think is number 1 on the Zonkman's list? This whole video has been like a Rezn video. So none other than Rezn Solace, their release from last year. I'm calling this 2023 whether or not, because I think there was like a test pressing. They were trying to release maybe late 2022, but the actual physical media didn't get released until maybe February of 2023. But I'm calling this 2023 anyway. So just saw them last night. Killer stuff. That freaking, when VK, another shout out to VK, Zep Pearl. So he initially, how I found out about Rezn was VCLT. And when I played that record, I'm like, whoa, there's a saxophone on there. It's like, how can there be saxophone in Stoner Doom? And dude, it just freaking works, man. It's freaking awesome. And we were also talking about the kind of jump off subject too. So yeah, don't miss out. Number 1, Rezn Solace. With Mike over at the Grown Man Record Night, and we played the new Pallbearer. Now the Pallbearer album is a 2024 release, but it's already out. It came out in April or May or something like that. So when we played that on Twitch, we were talking about, hey, you know, the stoner guys, they throw some horns on, and boom. Oh man, what was the name of that song? Endless Place by Pallbearer had saxophone in it. And we're like, holy shit, what is going on here, man? The whole freaking place is changing. So when they were setting up last night, I noticed, you know, it was just 2 guitar players, the bass player, and the drummer. Well, what they did when they went to play that song, Endless Place, they brought the sax player up from Rezn to play on stage with them. And the crowd went nuts, man. That was actually real awesome part of the night. And I always give like North Carolina crowds for heavy music like a whole lot of shit, because they're just not into it, or they're just kind of a dead crowd. But this crowd last night in Durham, man, they were into it. They were all over it. They were rowdy, and they were wanting to hear some freaking pallbearer. So that it was definitely a killer next level show last night. It was weird. They used different racks, but the one guitar player for pallbearer had a damn, not to get like geeking out on gear or anything, but they had like orange amplifiers and everything and monitors and stuff. But it was just one side. It wasn't on everybody. So it was kind of different. Great stuff though. Like I said, I'm heavy. Got more and more pallbearer fan for sure. All right, this video has went on crazy long. There's your top 10. Please comment. You know, you can give me crap about whatever. If you know this music, you know, say which one was the favorite out of yours, or maybe I didn't even get the record that was your favorite for last year. Or, you know, whether you don't even listen to any of this stuff, you know. All right, man. And that was another thing too. I actually, I did not get home until like 1 a.m. So I laid out of work today. So no work on hump day. So that helps you get through the week. But I worked yesterday, so I worked and then went to the show. So not to be a big crybaby or whatever, but I was like, yeah, I'm not making it in. You can just go ahead and mark me out for Wednesday. Anyway, love you guys. Peace.